Owens is no longer with the Daily Wire. I don't know if I should celebrate or like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. Me personally, I never really watched the Daily Wire like that. But in her words, and I quote, she said that she is finally free. If you don't know what the Daily Wire is, the Daily Wire is a conservative right-wing media platform, very pro free speech, pro democracy, allegedly. People are raising questions now that this is unfolding, but we're going to get into that. Daily Wire is co-founded by Ben Shapiro. So that is important to know because Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, they were bumping heads. They were bumping heads leading up to her essentially being fired from the Daily Wire or her walking away from the Daily Wire or them breaking the contract. I honestly don't know what happened behind the scenes, but they did ask Ben Shapiro about this. Piers Morgan asked him about it, and he deflected like no other. He will talk about everything else but this, which is funny to me. Anywho, so if you have been following with everything that's going on with Israel and Gaza and Hamas and the innocent lives being lost, the Palestinians and so forth, this was a while ago, not necessarily a while ago, a few months back, Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens kind of got into a Twitter feud. Candace Owens was pretty much speaking about how innocent lives, whether it's innocent lives that are from Israel or innocent lives from Palestine, should not be taken away so easily, should not be taken away the way that they are currently being taken. Ben Shapiro then clapped back, and he felt like Candace Owens was low-key giving a dig and kind of siding with Palestinians, the fact that she wasn't coming out blatantly and saying that, okay, Israel, they have a right to do whatever, however they please, because Hamas did A, B, and C, and so forth. And that kind of sprung up the feud, to say the least. They were calling her anti-Semitic. They were calling her not a true conservative. Why is she even on the Daily Wire? He even offered her, like, if you feel like taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit. It got pretty bad. So that was like spearing up or boiling. The pot was boiling. She even got into it with Megyn Kelly. Like, I will say this, the war between everything that's going on between Israel and Hamas is really showing people, it's showing people's colors. It's showing people who they are. It's showing people, it just shows people who they truly are. And I say that only because I find it ironic, because the same platform that was so pro freedom of speech is the same platform that's trying to essentially silence her, or I wouldn't even say silence her, but hold her to hold this grudge against her because she's not saying something the way they want her to say it. Those who know, Ben Shapiro is Jewish, and for me personally, I couldn't find anything that was anti-Semitic. And mind you, this is me being completely unbiased because I'm not the biggest Candace Owens fan, or I'm not her biggest hater either. The same way with Ben Shapiro, I'm not his biggest fan or biggest enemy either. I don't really think about these people on the daily. I went back on her tweets. I went back to see what was it that she said that would even be considered anti-Semitic. Me personally, I couldn't find a thing. The main thing that she said that I truly believe why Ben Shapiro felt some type of way is because she was pretty much equivalating innocent lives with innocent lives. She was saying when a life is lost, a life is lost. She values life. That's what she was pretty much saying. And a lot of people, specifically like Ben Shapiro and so forth, they took it as, okay, you are siding with the enemy. And that later led to where we are right now. Me personally, I want to say this. I think we're at the point in time. Number one, let me say this. Number one, Daily Wire, 100%. They have the right to fire whoever and hire whoever, ultimately. Does it make you look bad? Yes, it makes you look bad because you were all pro freedom of speech until someone says something that you don't really like, or because someone says something the way that you don't want them to say it. It's almost like y'all, in my opinion, I feel like they tokenized Candace Owens for a certain amount of time. Not necessarily in her defense, but she allowed some tokenism to happen. I don't know if she intentionally did or if she didn't think she was being tokenized, but I personally think that they did utilize the fact that she was a black woman on the right side to their advantage. The fact that y'all have been partners with her this entire time, and then she gets to the point where she believes something that you may not believe the same way she does, then all of a sudden y'all let her go like she's disposable. Like, that speaks high volume. It does make Daily Wire look bad, mainly because like they were so pro free speech, and to see this unwind, it's almost like people are like, are you really pro free speech? Because the same people who were coming at YouTube, for example, y'all were coming at YouTube because YouTube was, I guess they demonetized someone from the Daily Wire specifically. I don't want to say no names or anything like that. And y'all felt like YouTube wasn't allowing people to have free speech, but y'all are kind of doing the same thing. But that's a different conversation. 2, I don't think Candace Owens said anything anti-Semitic, me personally. This goes into my 3rd point, because a lot of times, especially right now, what we're doing is we're overutilizing these words. And when you overutilize a word or oversaturate it, and you use it with circumstances and situations that it doesn't even align with, you are devaluing the word. Like, for example, when people use the word homophobic or transphobic or racist and so forth, it's like you continue to use these words until someone actually goes through real homophobia, someone actually goes through real transphobia, someone actually goes through real racism. It's hard to take those situations with credibility because we already oversaturated the word. That's the same thing where I feel like what's happening right now, or starting to happen when it comes to anti-Semitism. We keep throwing this word out there when it's not anti-Semitism. Just because someone disagrees, or just because someone feels as if that we shouldn't be funding Israel to bomb the Palestinians, or we shouldn't be funding Israel and also feeding Palestine. Like, just because someone has a different take on it doesn't make them an anti-Semite. That's the main thing that I want to get across people's heads, because we can't continue to just throw these words out and hoping that it sticks. And Shapiro, when he was on Piers Morgan, it was very, I'm just going to say this, it was very telling. It was very, very telling. Like, he had, usually a man of so many words had nothing to say when confronted about the situation. It's almost like everyone's kind of like dodging the bullet. Like, oh, I don't have the power to fire someone, or I don't have the power to do this, I don't have the power to do that. But it's just like, come on, dude. What do I think is going to happen next? I think that if, number one, Candace Owens, I think she's going to be good. She's going to be good. She has already made a name of herself, like whether she does independent work through like YouTube, podcasts, or whatever the case may be, or if she goes on as a paid political commentator on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, whatever news station. I think she's going to be fine when it comes to getting booked. The thing that I will say is that I think, this is just me thinking, proposal, I don't know, I think Twitter will pick her up, or will try to pick her up. I think Elon Musk is going to try to get Candace Owens to do a show through Twitter, or not Twitter, through X, I should say. And if he does, I'm going to be honest, I think Candace should take it. I think if the deal is right and the contract is right, I think she should really take that X deal. Only if he does, or if he already did. We never know. Whatever she does, like, I do think that she's gonna be good. I think I see her kind of like a Tucker Carlson. Tucker, he went on his own, did independent, and he's doing really, really well. He's doing better than a lot of these major media outcasts. I really think we're at the point where a lot of people are relying on independent journalists to do the work, because it's almost like these major news stations are beyond biased, and that's what I really like and really appreciate as well. But let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Do you think what the Daily Wire did is justifiable? And if so, do you think it's kind of hypocritical for them to scream freedom of speech, but then again fire someone for using their freedom of speech? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media. I love y'all all. God bless y'all. This is Uduak, connecting people with policy. Toodles.